God's greatest blessings on you, my brothers and sisters. It is a joy to greet you after worship at Progressive Baptist Church. We had an amazing time. The choir and the congregation sent praises up. God indeed sent blessings down. And then God sent us a mighty word. We talked about the diary of a profiler as we looked at racial profiling from God's perspective. In Genesis chapter 4, we discovered in the story of Cain and Abel what a profiler looks like. First, we explored the anatomy of a profiler and discovered that Cain had insecurity issues. He was looking to be accepted, and when he realized that Abel was able to do something that he could not do, and to be something that he was unable to be, at least he thought, he became angry, got caught up in his own issues, and decided that he would try to pull someone else down in order to pick himself up. Then we look at the actions of a profiler. When one becomes angry as they're looking for acceptance, they tend to make bad choices. God told Cain, you can change this thing, but all you have to do is change yourself. Cain decided rather than change himself, he would remove what he thought was an obstacle to his acceptance, and his anger turned to murder. Cain had a problem. Then we looked at God holding Cain accountable. God comes to him and demands some answers. He says, where is your brother? Cain says to God, I'm not his babysitter, I don't know. But God will not allow those who profile to not be able to face their own demons. He will call them on the carpet. He will hold them accountable. He will not let George Zimmerman or Mike Jones get away with profiling other people. God always holds the profiler accountable for what he or she has done to the others. But then God always has an answer. Cain killed Abel, and Abel's death became an answer from God because his blood cried out. God held him accountable, Cain he did, but then he used the death of Abel to show us what we need to know in the future and to help set us and others free. You see, Cain and Abel were the first profilers, but they weren't the only ones who were profiling and profiled. Jesus was profiled. Jesus was profiled early on in his ministry, so he had to go hide in Egypt as Herod looked to kill young African boys. He was profiled all the way to the cross, as some decided he was going to be this and others decided he was going to be that. When he didn't turn out to be what anybody wanted, he died. But aren't you glad they profiled Jesus? Because had Jesus not died, we would not be delivered. And so I want you to know that Abel's death was not in vain. Trayvon Martin's death is not in vain. But most of all, Jesus' death was not in vain. So if you're being profiled, don't worry. God may or may not let others try to kill you. But what he will do is make sure your mission and your ministry is fulfilled. And if you are profiling, you can turn it around. Look at your own issues. Answer the questions God has for you. And God can and God will deliver you. We had a great time today. I hope you enjoyed that word. Get the CD. Join me this Thursday at Progressive at 7 o'clock as we continue this discussion to figure out how to stop the killing and save a generation. See you then. Grace and peace. Bye.